I'm Chad Evan Collins, and this is the Marketing on Demand show. I set out to answer the million-dollar question. What is the biggest needle mover in your business, and what drives people to buy faster than anything else? Through selling over $30 million of my own products and services and setting 2 Guinness World Records for ticket sales along the way, I discovered how to move the needle consistently and quickly. If you're a marketer, e-commerce seller, entrepreneur, or founder, join me as I reveal my exact strategies and see what today's smartest business leaders are doing right now to explode their sales. Do you want to learn how to boost your sales using these methods? Text the word demand to 90851. That's demand to 90851. Now, here's the show. Hey, it's Chad Evan Collins here, your host of the Marketing on Demand Summit, where we feature top marketers, entrepreneurs, and brands about the strategies, tactics, and tools they're using to move the needle in their businesses right now. Summit guests include Ryan Levesque, Rachel Miller, Steve Larson, Mary Catherine Johnson, and more. And in just a minute, we have the pleasure of chatting with Molly Mahoney. If you missed any of these guests or want to own the recordings, visit marketingondemand.com until Friday, the 11th of September at midnight Pacific time. Now, I want to take a moment to tell you about the Marketing on Demand show and podcast, which is launching on Monday, September 14th. Today, the combination of scarcity and urgency, something I call scourgency, along with text message marketing, has had the biggest impact on my businesses. My mission is to get you to implement strategies and tactics like these in yours. We're having a live launch party on Zoom on Monday, September 14th at 7 p.m. East, and I want you on my VIP list. We're going to have prizes, trivia, Q&A, and more. You'll absolutely want to be there. So text VIP to 90851. I'll add you to our VIP list, which will get you exclusive access to my private Zoom room. Again, text VIP to 90851 or visit marketingondemand.com. All right, now, the lady of the hour. I want to tell you about Molly. Molly is a digital strategist who specializes in creating authentic Facebook video content and leveraging bots to skyrocket sales. After her videos reached 1 million views organically, she developed her signature go live and monetize glam method. She's been featured in Inc. magazine and seen speaking at Social Media Marketing World. Molly Mahoney, welcome to the show.
I'm so stoked. I love words like scourgency. So this is going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
All right. Well, I've got a question just right off the bat. What is it about live video that's so impactful?
The main thing is, I'm going to show you this picture.
We got pictures.
Do you remember this little friend right here?
Oh, yeah. It's Mr. Rogers.
It's Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
I just happen to have the card there. So Mr. Rogers said in his documentary, someone asked him what it was that made the show so successful. And he said that it was he was speaking to one person. So when you look at the way that Mr. Rogers did his show, he showed up and had that one-on-one conversation. Now, can you imagine if we actually could have typed back and been a part of the conversation, how cool that would have been? And the way that I see live video is that we are not saying, hey, everybody out there in Facebook, we're saying, hey, you. Do you need, hey, neighbor, it's that one person that we're speaking to. And I believe now more than ever, we want, we as humans, as the consumer, as the community member, we want to have that connection to feel like it's a real person there because it actually is a real person there, right? And so live video to me is the one opportunity to be totally transparent because there's no gozy backsies, if you will. And the ability to really have that feeling, especially on Facebook Live, the way that the comments are in real time, even if you're watching in the replay, it feels like you're actually having that one-on-one conversation.
It does. And I want to go back to your journey with live video. At what point did you discover that okay, there's something to this.
Mhm.
Not only is there something to this, but I've got to teach other people how to do this.
Okay, it was actually such a specific moment. So I love this question. I was teaching performers. So I'm a professional musical theater performer, New York to Vegas to cruise ships, whatever. I've done all of the types of performing things.
Yep.
And after my husband and I were on tour with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the musical, we decided to pack up everything, move to California and have kiddos. So in that, I was teaching performers how to have a career and build their business. And I did a 6-week starving artist syndrome series. And so every Saturday morning, this was right after Facebook Live came out, because I kind of dabbled in Periscope, but wasn't really using it effectively. And when Facebook Live came out, I did the 6-week series. By the 7th week, it was a Saturday morning. It was the Saturday before Easter. So I was actually at an Easter egg drop in the middle of the park where they had helicopters like dropping eggs into the middle of the park. And I got all of these messages that morning that were like, where are you? Why aren't you live? Where's your show? And I was like, it's over. It was just a 6-week series. Like, what are you talking about? I'm in the park. And I realized like, this is something that people got major value out of, but also it was this community that we started to create. And when I didn't show up that 7th week, I was amazed by the response. And so in that, I decided, what if instead of teaching performers how to have a business, what if I started teaching business owners how to perform? And so seeing the results that I had gotten myself out of using live video, and showing up on camera was always something that I kind of just took for granted. I think because I was a performer and I had been studying it my whole life. So I realized I actually had a pretty awesome system. And that's when our camera confidence program was born.
That is a very powerful message, right? Showing business owners how to perform. I want to dive into that a little bit later, but I am curious about this show that you were doing every week for 6 weeks. Is this something you were just doing on your personal profile? Just like going live on your personal, you're like, hey, Molly, what's going on?
Yeah, I did have like a download for it. It was I had like a workbook that you could go through, but I didn't do it on my business page, even though I had a business page. I don't know. I think at the time I had the same fear that a lot of people have now, that I love squishing, which is, we get more engagement on a lot of people will get more engagement on their personal profile. So they think, oh, I should do my videos there. We now teach very intentionally that you want to build your video series on your business page and actually drive the traffic to your business page. But this was really before I even started doing that. So it was more of a test. And we also say, like, it can be a good way to build up your community attention. We do teaser videos on the personal profile, but eventually you want to get people to your business page.
Yeah, because if they're watching videos on your business page, then you could build audiences, you could retarget them, all that happy fun stuff.
And you can do messenger bots. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do. So you can cross post.
Yeah. Let's talk about taking the business owner and then transforming them the way you can transform them into a performer. I think that there are absolutely a subset of business owners, of entrepreneurs that have anxiety about flipping on the camera. Now they may see people like Molly or Chad saying, no, man, just flip it on and just tell your story, tell a joke, talk about an experience that you had, share something, right, of value, or just be yourself. It's so easy, right? But they have this anxiety over it. How do you get them over that? What is the easiest way? What's the number one trick you can tell someone to allay that fear that they might have of turning on that camera and hitting record for the first time?
Yeah. So the fear is so normal, first of all. And if it's something that you really have a big intention on the other side of what you want to do in the world, like, thank yourself for that fear. Don't beat yourself up. Be grateful for the fear, because it means there's something more important happening here. And then I'm going to give you this strategy to get over it. It's called the quesadilla of awesome. So
it sounds delicious.
It is super yummy. So here's how you do it. You take your hands like this. So can you put your hands like this with me? If you're listening to this and not actually watching us, just put your hands in a ball, make a ball with your fingertips in front of you. And inside this ball, you are going to put everything that you offer in your business or your movement inside this ball. So all of the benefits, the goodness that you're going to provide to your community, go right in there. You got it? Are they in there?
My ball. Yeah.
Okay, ready? And then we're going to throw it in the air. Whoosh. And now they're all floating above us like Mikey TV and Willy Wonka. And what are you left with?
What am I left with? All of my great stuff floating in the air
Underneath that, though.
is me.
Yes, that's the thing. You.
Oh, me.
So you're left with you, which is both amazing and wonderful. Like that's the best gift that we could have, but it's also terrifying. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a list of 20 things that make you a uniquely awesome human being. And this can be easy for some people. I love doing this like with my kids too, actually. We've done this. I've done it with my students. This is something I developed back when I was auditioning, because when you walk into an audition room, it's terrifying, right? So you have to make sure that you are grounded in who you are as a human being. And have you seen the movie Kung Fu Panda 3?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. So if you get a chance to see Kung Fu Panda 3, in the end, Po, who's a dragon warrior, is trying to teach the pandas how to be ninjas like he is, and it's not working. And one of the pandas rolls down the hill and ends up taking out other animals on the bottom of the hill just because he's like rolling around and having a good time. And the camera pans onto Po's face, and it's like, you don't need to be more like me. You need to be more like you. And when we saw it, I'm like crying. My 8-year-old Frankie's looking at me like, what the heck's wrong with you, Mom? But this is really the key. You know, Chad and I bring very different energies to the camera because we are very different people. But if you look at either one of us, don't look at us and say, oh, I don't have their energy. I don't think I could really make this work. This is about your energy.
So once I have my 20 things, then what?
Okay, so there's an acronym actually to get to those 20 things, which is, I'll go really quick. It's a 5-letter word. It's the word save, which you may think save only has 4 letters, but it actually has 5 because I can't spell, so I spell wrong on purpose. Okay. So it's S-A-A. Okay, S-A-A-V-E.
Two ways.
These are the categories you want to have in this list of 20 things. So your skill sets, the things that you're naturally gifted at, your appearance. If you don't love your appearance or pieces of your appearance that you're bringing to the camera, it's not about what other people think about you. You are going to judge yourself, because most of us, when we're going live, there's some sort of reflection of what's going on in the camera happening.
Yeah, right? I want to dive deeper into appearance, and personal branding.
Yeah.
Actually, let's just do it right now.
Okay.
And then we'll get to the other A, and then the V, and then E.
Okay, good.
So if anyone knows Molly, you know that she is a very colorful person. I think that's one way to put it. She's like got the bright lipstick. She's got the hair color going on. Your website and your assets are all very colorful, right? That is all part of your, what some would call, right, your personal brand.
Yeah.
And I think when a bunch of people get started, they get so hung up on, well, what is my personal brand going to look like? What is my personal brand going to feel like? And they see someone like you that has established yourself already. You found your voice, you found your color scheme, right? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they feel like, oh, I'm nowhere near that yet. I don't even know what my personal brand is. I just have this idea that I want to get out there to the world. How do you help someone with that?
Yeah. So I always like to say that before I actually hired anyone to really set my brand, like colors and that kind of stuff, we had already had our first 7-figure year. So if you look back on, like, if you go back just a couple years ago and see, it was kind of a hot mess. Like it was.
Bottom line is don't get hung up on it.
Yeah. Like just move forward. And when it comes to picking colors and stuff, the first step is to identify the energy. What type of energy do you want to convey to the community? So do you want an energy like we have that's really electric and kind of futuristic with like a little bit of an 80s flair to it? Something that's going to really pow out at people? If you're a meditation coach, that is the opposite, right? You're going to want something that's more calming and lovely. And so start with the energy. And then from there, I always really love to remind people that when you pick the colors for your brand, even if you're not going live, even if it's just on your website, those colors are going to be next to your face. So like you want to pick things that complement your skin tone, that complement your hair color, and I've obviously gone kind of cuckoo where everything in my life and brand matches my color scheme. It just makes things a lot easier for me. But, I love like the black and white is so crisp and clear, and it fits in with what the energy that you're conveying as well. So those would be my first 2 things. And just decide.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, what's the next A?
Okay, so the next A is your activities. So things that you love, like knitting, crocheting, hiking, Lego building, those things that are separate from your business, but you can talk about them, and it allows you to be a real person and interweave them into your brand.
Yeah, I had Ryan Lee on not too long ago.
Oh my gosh.
And he
I have
said,
this right here. I like the new branding. Look. Is this Ryan Lee?
That Ryan Lee. Yes, that
I'm so proud of myself. It's upside down, but there you go.
Yes, that exact Ryan Lee. So
he's awesome.
I've known Ryan for a long time, and he said, Chad, how many people know that you love Pearl Jam? And I was like, I've maybe posted about it a couple of times. He goes, but you love Pearl Jam. You've seen Pearl Jam like 50 times. You have to talk about Pearl Jam all the time.
Yes, so
I'm like,
good.
Right. That is correct. So anyway.
That is perfectly in line with the quesadilla of awesome. That is exactly what I'm talking about. So and Ryan is seriously good at this stuff. So listen to him also.
Okay.
Yes. So activity. So V is for your values. And this is so important for attracting the people that you actually want to be working with. So we have a trademarked hashtag, which is stand for joy. That we stand for joy as a fierce form of activism. If you're not one who's overly joyful and you find our content valuable, you may be able to handle it. If you are not, if you really don't like joy, you're probably going to go learn from somebody else because it's what you find in our community. Kindness as well is something we talk about a lot, and a little bit of hustle. We used to talk about the hustle, but then I realized I needed more self-care in my own life. So we incorporated the little bit of hustle into our brand. And that's how you bring in the people that will be great clients and that you'll actually want to spend time with.
Love it. Okay.
And then the final one is, this is going to blow your mind. It is E is for things you like to eat.
Oh.
Okay. My first question is, I'm not going to ask you. I'm just going to tell you. So go to your personal profile on Facebook. This is the key to unlocking organic reach. You're going to type these 5 words: Brussels sprouts, yes or no.
Okay. Why?
People go crazy for Brussels sprouts. Either they love them or they seriously hate them. If you try it right now, by the time we're done with this, I swear to you, you'll have so many comments you won't even know what to do.
So I go Brussels sprouts, yes or no, on my personal page.
On your personal profile, yeah.
And then boom, we see a whole bunch of people.
People are like,
sides.
Yes, no, here's a recipe. Oh my gosh, I hate them so much. Only with bacon. People are very opinionated about their Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
And then once you get those comments in there, you can go in and look, is this someone who is potentially a power partner? Is this someone who is a potential client? Maybe this is actually a client that you've forgotten to be connecting with, or maybe it's a family or friend. You identify the type of relationship you have with that person, and then you talk to them.
Oh, what a novel idea.
Oh my gosh. And when you do that, if you comment below and reply, it unlocks what I call the social triangle, which is on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. The algorithm will work in our favor if we actually show up and put content on the platform. We actually connect with and talk to the person that we want to, be connecting with, and we feed the platform. So a post like Brussels sprouts, yes or no, is a great way to feed Facebook. It keeps people on. It gives us more organic reach because more people are commenting and replying to the question.
I love it. So basically, it's an engagement play at the end of the day.
Yeah. But similar to Pearl Jam, though, I really do love Brussels sprouts. And so I talk about them randomly all the time. And now people send me pictures when they're at restaurants of the Brussels sprouts on their menu. They send me recipes. I've even had 5 people send me in the mail a dish towel, different dish towels that say "Every day I'm Brustlin'."
Every day I'm Brustlin'. That's cute. So right, and then now that's part of your brand, right? That's part of your personal brand. All right, now I'm getting engagement. I'm posting videos. I have this list, right? I've got this list of 20 things that I just created.
Yeah.
Okay, now what do I do with it?
You take your fingers like this and kind of gently tap them on your chest.
You have me doing all kinds of things in this.
I know. Hello, because you have a body that's attached to the head that's coming to your videos. So not everybody realizes that, but if you are clenching underneath here, everybody on the camera is going to see it. So we're going to bring this awesomeness into your body, and you're going to tap on your chest here.
All right, here we go.
We're going to look at that list.
Yes.
Like Pearl Jam, all those things, right?
I have all my things here I'm going to look at.
All your things.
Yep. Got
Really
him.
good. I'm stealing that. Okay. So all of your things. And you're going to start filling up with that bubbly sense of you. So before you go live, rather than worrying about how many people are going to watch, all the different things, all the things, you tap into who you are as a human.
Got it. I basically am building my confidence before I hit that
Yeah.
button.
And really
Right?
falling back in love with yourself. Like this is about deciding who you are and putting it and elevating it just a little bit and putting it out there for the world to see.
This is some really fun stuff. I could see why you are making it right now, because not only do you have fun doing this, it's infectious. But I bet your community just rallies around this.
Yeah, we have the best community ever, actually. I
Well,
will say.
that starts from the top. So why don't you tell me about what it's been like to build a community? And I'm intentionally not saying build a following, because I think too many people get hung up on that stuff.
Okay, I'm obsessed with that. Not saying audience. Also, I really like to use the word community so much more because I don't want it to be something where where I'm on camera talking at people. It's all about the conversation piece.
Yeah.
So,
So what has it been like to create a community
mhm.
and be able to serve that community the way you do?
No one, I don't know if anyone's ever asked me that, but it makes me like, I don't know if you can see my eyeballs getting all watery because it makes me, it's been so fun. It's been such an honor. I've been so grateful when, uh, something kind of bad happened a couple of weeks ago where someone did something kind of rude to me and our community, and the way that the community rallied to in support of our values has been so amazing. Even, recently as things have been so crazy in the world in so many different directions, I've known to my core that our community stands for something good. And so it's been, what I always say, that when you're creating content, you want to have an intention and an objective. So in building a community, the intention is the community aspect. It's the humans that are connecting. And the objective is, that people will pay us for our programs and buy things, like obviously at some point I'm building a business as well.
Yep.
But I think the benefits of the actual community itself far outweigh any of the financial return. And it's been scary, like in the beginning, especially. I did the Facebook Live thing for a while before I actually created a Facebook group specifically for this community. It's something that I waited several, and we had our paid course, but we didn't have our paid group, but we didn't have a community outside of that. And I don't know why I waited a little bit, but when I go back in there and I see when I first started our Facebook group, and started doing things on the business page, it was scary. Like there's videos that I did where nobody was there, where maybe there were 4 peak live viewers, but by having the faith and having the future gratitude and having the trust that this is going to work, and that this message, the idea of standing for joy and sharing yourself authentically is important and unique. I had to hold that belief even when I was doubting it. You know what I mean? And I'm very proud of myself for doing that. Like I will say that it's just, I'm so grateful.
Yeah. You know what? I think it speaks to your authenticity at the end of the day. People can see it. I mean, if people can't see the authenticity right now, then they don't have a pulse. So I think, yeah, absolutely speaks to your authenticity. It's no surprise that you have a very strong community and those that will come to your defense when they have to, and not only maybe to your defense, but they'll stand up for each other.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And
We had a member a couple of years ago who had Bell's palsy,
yeah,
and he shared in our private Facebook group that he did a video that was like, I don't know what to do, because it was going to be temporary, but he was a men's coach. And he's like, I'm on with these, CEOs, and I can't bring myself to I like get chills thinking about it, because it was such a self-doubt thing. And the way our camera confidence, our cam fam, as we call them, rallied around him to support him, it was so powerful. So yeah, it's pretty awesome.
okay. So back to going live.
Okay.
How frequently should I go live for my community?
Okay, so we have a very clear step-by-step plan for this, which
Whoa, you have a step-by-step plan for everything.
I do. Because I can get very excited and very squirrely. And this helps me to stay focused. I also am just going to mention out loud, I did not turn my air on before we started this, and I am melting right now because it's so hot in my house. So just so I can get it out there, I'm not going to mention it again. So the plan is this, and it is part of our map to millions. And so the map to millions is how we took one video to a reach of 1 million organically using the combination of these 3 little videos and messenger automation. Okay. The messenger bot piece of it can be added in later. You don't need to start with that at all, but you do want to start off with the videos. So the first thing is you're going to go live once a week on your business page with what we call a value video. So you pick a time.
Something.
You're teaching something. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, and it's bullet pointed content. It's like, 5 steps to blah, 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 blah. And we do that very intentionally because.
And you won't believe what number 3 is.
Ooh, and wait, I don't know. I was going to say something stupid. Okay. I don't know. Okay. And wait, there may be a 6th tip if some magic is unlocked. So, okay. So we have these 5 tips or whatever they are, and those can actually be chopped up into separate pieces of content later. Show notes go into the blog post, into our Facebook group. There's all the bullet pointed content is very intentional so that you can use it for more content later. So you show up once a week on your business page and you deliver this value. It can be like a 20-minute video is great. Mine are usually an hour because I get excited and like to talk and people stay on. So we just keep going. And then in addition to that, you want to do a short video on your personal profile before you go live on your business page that leads people to your business page. So we call this a teaser video. When I first started, I used to do these in my bathroom doing my makeup as I was getting ready. Every single week, I would do a teaser video before I went live on my business page to kind of hint at what was going to be happening. I don't do the teaser video every time now, but I have been going live once a week for 3 years. So I've earned the right to let go of the teaser video.
Got it.
And then the third type of video, if you have time, it's not like absolutely set in stone, but it's called an adventure video. And so that is if you see, like the other day I was at the Starbucks drive-thru and there was a spider on my car rearview mirror that totally freaked me out. That was an adventure video.
And those could be just whenever?
It's whenever, and it's literally you wait for the moment to be like, when you feel some sort of emotion that makes you go, or something, then go live. And Danny Eni said, but Molly, what if I don't want to go live when I'm in that moment? I want to stay in the moment. I understand that. So what I would do is as soon as you are back to your phone or, back to a place where you could share that moment as quickly as possible so that the emotions, the energy around it is still fresh. And then you don't have to
on your business page, you're saying?
No. The teaser video and the adventure videos are on your personal profile.
Okay.
Unless you have a really big active following on your business page, but I use the adventure video and the teaser video to really connect with the humans that I'm building relationships with.
Got it. Okay. So once a week, and it should be scheduled, and everyone should know this is the time of day. I do Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's my time. Come hang out.
Yep.
Kind of a thing.
Put it in your cover photo. We have a method called the APR method, which is announce,
promote,
pretend.
Oh, pretend.
What were you going to say?
I said promote.
Oh, promote. Oh, announcing would be like promoting.
Announcing is promoting. Okay,
yeah. But pretend could be perform. But I don't know. We could talk about the word perform because I have opinions about that. But announce, pretend, repurpose. And so even if nobody shows up live, you're going to be like this guy and have your little one-on-one conversation. And even if they're not there, trust the fact that there will be a replay and people can join in the replay.
So talk to me about the messenger bot, because I know that you love to automate, you love to leverage, Facebook Messenger to have more things happen. Tell us about that. How can we leverage this? So
first of all, the bot is about a conversation. It is not about broadcasting and like throwing envelopes at somebody's head. It is
right. So, okay. So just to double down on that, this is not like a blast that we're talking about, right? This is
correct. You will use it to send a broadcast out, but the broadcast that you're sending out is a conversation as well. So they have to opt in saying they want to be notified about this specific show. So what we do first is we post, the video is scheduled. We use Be Live. You can use the tool that we're using right now or Ecamm or whatever you want. Just use a tool to schedule your video. So that's a placeholder. Some people think that means that you're actually recording the video ahead of time and then streaming a pre-recorded video. That's not what it means. When you schedule a video on Facebook, as you know, but just in case anybody doesn't know this, you're creating a little placeholder. That means you can get a link for that video ahead of time
that you can share.
Yes. And so you are in control of who you're notifying. You're not waiting on Facebook's notifications just like randomly to send to people. You're in control. So you schedule that video. Then you do a post that says, hey, are you experiencing this problem? If you are, I'm going to solve it in our next video. Would you like access? Just let me know below. At that point, people comment below the video saying they want access. You don't say, I'm doing it on Facebook Live at 10 a.m. You say, like, do you want access? And then they comment to get access. The messenger bot will reply to them automatically and say, hey, Molly said that you wanted access to this training. Just click this button if you want us to send you a reminder. When they click the button, another message is sent, like a conversation that says, awesome, here's the link to the training. We'll also remind you via text and email, right before the show. So we get their email and their phone number as well. Then when the video is just about ready to go live, we send out a broadcast to all those people who said they wanted it via text, email, and messenger. And then they come to the video where they're having that conversation with me one-on-one. When we're in the conversation one-on-one, I say, hey, and if you'd like the show notes, plus we have an upcoming masterclass, if you'd like access to that, just give me the word notes below this. Mollybot will send it to you. Again, we're now having the real human conversation. They type the word in, the bot takes back over, replies to them, sends them access to the show notes, which are hosted inside our Facebook group. So now we're building our group. And then, any other call to action or gift or product that we promote that way too.
This is gold, Molly.
It is so good, I will say.
That is so good. All right, I've got a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
So this is the Marketing on Demand Summit. You're dropping some major wisdom. When you hear the phrase marketing on demand, what's the first thing that pops into that brain of yours?
So the first thing that pops into my brain, just like super honestly, is that I love to give people the opportunity to get something when they ask for it, and which it would be like the on-demand part, and that instantly, I think a lot of people when they think of like a webinar on demand, they think of a faker webinar where they're like pretending like this is live, even though it's not. So we actually have an on-demand version of our masterclass right now. But when you go through it, it says, hey, this is Molly. I actually did this live. And now we're bringing you an encore presentation. So I believe there is a way to have on-demand marketing where they can go through a button, click it like in messenger bots, and get exactly what they want.
When they want it.
And yeah, when they want it. So they don't have to wait till whatever, your fake time that you're fake going live. And that we can be transparent about it so that they know that we're just being honest and transparent all the time. I also believe, in addition to having it be on demand, there is a very important need for urgency.
Deadline.
Yes, like a deadline, that it's not something, when anybody's like, oh, can't I please just have it for one more day? I wanted to watch a movie instead of watch this training. I'm like, no, this is free, yo. If you want to have it anytime you want, join my program. That's my short answer.
Perfect. Cool. Very eloquently stated, Molly. Okay, 3 questions.
Okay.
My handy dandy flashcards.
I'm going to use my black and white mug to match your brand.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Glam fam. Hashtag glam fam. Who's one person that inspires you?
The first name that came to mind was Gay Hendricks. I love that book, The Big Leap. I'm obsessed with it. So he's the first person that came to mind.
Number 2, you're going to have something here. Name a cool tool or app or extension that you're using right now.
Oh my gosh. The most amazing, brand newest, cool tool that I'm obsessed with is called Group Track CRM.
What's that?
When you do a post, like a Brussels sprouts post on Facebook, and then you've got all these people to reply to, or maybe you say like, I've got this, I just created a new template for an email that made us $1 million. Do you want to see it? And people comment below and you give it to them.
Yes.
It takes forever and you miss people. You can't tell if people are actually in your email CRM or not. With Group Track, it takes everyone that you are connected to on Facebook, but with the click of a button, it brings them into a separate separate CRM on a website that tracks any gift that you've given them. You can tag them. You can automatically send an email and ConvertKit from this thing. It'll put the answers to their questions when they join a Facebook group right into a CRM, right into a spreadsheet, and in the CRM. It is changing my life. You can have team members on it. I'm obsessed.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
We got to go check that out right away.
Really cool.
Group Track
CRM.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you a link.
Number 3, name a book or podcast you love and why.
Oh, well, now I feel like I should answer the other question differently. So
I know, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. So, I will just to whatever who inspires me right now more than anything, I think, is my kids, because I'm obsessed with the way that they are handling all of this crazy so well. So that'll be the answer to my first question. The second one is this. I'm jumping over here because The Big Leap. Do you know this book?
No.
I am in the middle of reading it for the 4th time right now. And he also wrote, just because I had it right there, The 5 Wishes. I don't know if you know this, but The Big Leap is about really how there are, we have a zone of genius, and oftentimes we aren't brave enough to really live in our zone of genius. So we're not making the biggest impact that we can be making on the world. And he talks about this thing called an upper limit problem, which they call an ULP, which I think is awesome. And when you notice that, like, right when you're ready to have some major success, all of a sudden there's something that sabotages it, whether it is you actually knowing that you're sabotaging it or something, that seems like an accident. Oftentimes it is actually that we are not taking the big leap. So it's my favorite. I like it.
All right, Molly. I think that there are a lot of people that are watching, that are hanging out, that are like, okay, I need to learn more. I need to follow Molly. How can I follow Molly more? How can I keep up?
I can tell you. So I have, if it is all right, I actually put together a Map to Millions starter kit. Is it okay if I share that?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to have this awesome infographic with how to announce, how to go live, and then how to repurpose your video. It also has a video walkthrough on this Map to Millions plan, plus a video content planner, my gear list, all of this magic stuff.
How do we get it?
You can get it molly.live/MODIE, marketing on demand. Molly.live, and Molly with a Y. Molly.live/mod.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Hey, listen, it's been a blast hanging out with you. I think we have to find some more time to do this again in the future. But listen, if you found this episode useful for your business, take a screenshot, tag me, tag Molly.
Yeah.
Use hashtag marketing on demand on IG to make sure we could see it and repost it. Also, the Marketing on Demand show and podcast is launching on Monday, September 14th, and we're having a live launch party on Zoom. So get your free ticket by texting VIP to 90851. I'll add you to our VIP list, which will get you exclusive access to my private Zoom room, where we're going to have live Q&A, prizes, marketing trivia, all the things. So go ahead, text VIP to 90851 or visit marketingondemand.com. Until next time, I'm Chad Evan Collins. This has been the Marketing on Demand Summit. Hey, real quick, if you enjoyed this episode, please let me know by rating this podcast and leaving me an honest review. If you found this episode useful for your business, take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram at chadcollins.me and use hashtag marketingondemand. That way, I'll be able to see it and repost it. I also created a guide of the top 40 ways people are using marketing on demand strategies and tactics in their businesses. And I want you to have it for free. Just text GUIDE, GUIDE, to 90851, and I'll get it right over to you on demand. Until next time, I'm Chad Evan Collins, and this has been the Marketing on Demand Show.